mortal fools to the most terrifying, spectacular show on Earth. Fasten your seatbelts and hold on tight and take a ride with the Dark Carousel Podcast. Welcome, mortals! Wow! Let's fucking ride! On the DCP!
So let's see how this goes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hola.
boys and girls, welcome to the Dark Carousel Podcast. We are live and we are alive and we are living. Guys, today's episode is HellsGate with John LaFlamboy. Really excited about this episode, guys, because this is something that we've always been wanting to do and talk to the gentleman of HellsGate up in Lock Point, Illinois. Oh my God, it's gonna happen. But today's sponsor, Frankenfuel. If you guys haven't drinking Frankenfuel, get freshly shot with Frankenfuel at www.frankenfuel.com/DCP. Guys, literally the best energy drink around. It's exciting. I love it. I'm gonna pop a gum. Guys, get some Frankenfuel. Thank you, Mike, so much for the opportunity and giving us the support of this lovely little drink. And guys, the last episode was great. She was fucking amazing. Mac was one of those people that just really dives deep into her passion. We really dove deep into her brain a little bit and asked some pretty good questions and stuff. And, you know, we're slowly diving deeper and deeper into Laurel's House of Horror. Maybe we'll get a little bit more deeper and find some more people to find. You never know.
You never know.
You never know, brother. So, yeah, that was a fun little episode that we did. Guys, check it out.
That was a dude that disappeared.
Who?
I never see him on TikTok anymore.
Who?
Brother.
Oh, Sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't ever see him on TikTok anymore.
Well, he's too busy doing, like, other things.
I know, but that was like his thing, though. And then now you don't ever see him.
It was just, like, ever since, like, the whole thing that happened with him getting exposed, like, things just got a little weird.
Yeah.
For him. It's not weird, but just in general, it's just one of those things. But, yeah, go check that out, the Mac FX, and go check out our Instagram. And go check out Laurel's House of Horror, guys. It's fucking great. But we're going to sit here and talk to John LaFlamboy, because there's so much going on in that dude's brain. I mean, dude, the haunt opened up in like 2015. 40 plus rooms. The scenery and the theme of this haunt is just wild. Hidden rooms.
It just sucked because when we did have the chance to go, we were broke.
Yeah.
I mean, we were up there, but
But here's the better thought. We're doing it in the podcast, and we actually get to talk to the gentleman.
Yeah.
So let me send this link to him. And here we go. And it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to be asking him some lovely little questions. I got a whole list of stuff that we're going to be talking about. Sorry about the intro. We're updating it a little bit because things they just need to be a little bit resized. We get it. Make fun of us, please, God.
It was the last thing. We forgot all about it. We had to change some shit out, so we forgot all about it.
Setting up my iPad
last
and
second thing.
Everything just kind of got fucking discombobulated.
Well, unfortunately, it happens.
It does.
So,
but it's like those happenings. See, I'm throwing my trash away in a Red Bull can. You won't throw it away in a Frankenfuel can. What the fuck am I doing? So, like, what do you know about HellsGate, Steve?
it's pretty.
It is pretty.
Just from all the YouTube videos I've watched, anyways.
Just in general of the characters that do work there. I mean, Statesville took a lot of them, and Statesville was.
But I thought they closed that down.
No, they did. They did.
So.
No, they did. But like, Statesville was like by the same person.
Oh no, I'm just saying in general. I mean, we need more people that love the haunt world to build around here by us.
Yeah, dude. I mean, probably the closest one for
I mean,
us.
sure, Ohio holds the record already for all the haunted houses and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Fine.
like 130 something.
141. California is at 132.
Mm.
So, or 144. Yeah, they're at 132. But anyhow, here, Middletown needs to...
Stay out of Middletown.
No, I know, but I'm just saying around Middletown, we need to make it the new capital of Ohio for haunts.
I don't know. I think just the fact that Ohio has so many haunted houses in general, like it's fun for those travels, especially.
We want to be known for it.
We are known for it.
I want to go bigger.
Like 300?
Yeah. I want to crush it.
I don't know. I think the closest like haunt that has like the theming to us is probably I mean, we have Dent Schoolhouse, USS Nightmare and all that, but anything that like dude, Blood Prison. I cannot fucking get over that. That place was wild.
For the, like he was saying, for the time frame they have to set up and break down,
Which is 2 weeks.
I think it's awesome.
It's fucking amazing.
And some of the equipment they got to use to move, especially the tank.
How the fuck do you even get a tank in a damn prison?
That's a big lift. That's a big lift. I mean, they're using a good sized forklift.
Planes, cars.
Yeah.
Huge animatronics.
Yeah, it's cool on how they got that in there. I mean, they got garage doors in there.
Well, I know that,
but it's still cool how they're moving them through the cell blocks, and it's all strategically done. So they have to do certain scenes with the bigger shit first. They have to put that in first so they can go back and put the other shit in behind.
Dude,
so,
I'm just, in general, I was so impressed with...
That's why I feel bad for him. It'd be all... I mean, I know don't get me wrong. The prison's awesome. It's cool, and it's just the age of it and everything works out great, but... It'd be awesome still for them to have their own permanent site, so they didn't have to work as hard every year to rebuild.
You know what? I don't feel bad. I mean, and here's the reason why. They have the perfect location. If I had a location like that, I would be okay setting up. And I bet it is a little stressful, but the thing is like they get to reimagine different layouts.
Yeah, I mean, you get to change shit out, but I mean...
And they can do it every year.
You can still do that in a regular haunt, though.
Yes and no, but it's a lot harder to take down like structured walls and stuff.
Well,
because
that's why you plan your shit out.
Yeah, but when you plan it, it's just like tear. But dude, I don't know, man.
Or you just do like I forgot the name of the movie, but where the maze, the walls constantly changes.
Oh, dude.
But anyhow,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Maze Runner or something.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you do that with a haunt. Every other hour. The walls rotate.
Like some fucking, the Goblet of Fire of Harry Potter.
Dude, that would be funny because customers come out like, yeah, man, this scene right here was awesome. What scene? I never saw that scene.
I never saw that scene.
The scene I saw was way different. What do you mean? And then they walk through again.
Moving bushes.
And it keeps changing. Every time you go through it,
what they call it, hedges? A moving hedge? Ooh. An indoor labyrinth. The size of, like, Kohl's Warehouse. Like 1 million square foot, labyrinth that constantly moves. We're onto something. Could you imagine?
Or even if you can't do that, because that's pretty technical shit. So
it's worth it.
Here's another idea.
My idea.
Arizona Cardinals, their football stadium.
Okay.
It's a dome.
Yeah.
The ceiling retracts, all that shit. But anyhow, the field is actually on these train tracks.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
The
and
field,
goes underneath a bit.
It can go outside
to
practice and then come back in. But during that, while the field itself is out, they can put other things in, multiple things. So you can do that with a haunt. Your haunt goes out, and then say the next night, your other haunt on another track comes in from the other side and comes in. So you just rotate your haunts. People go, man, I went to that last night. That thing was badass. I went to it, and it was way different. What are you talking about? And then you just fool fucking people that way.
Yeah, so, you're just going to have, $1 billion just laying in. Fuck that. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. That would be badass. That would be wild.
I understand it'd be expensive. I'm just saying that'd be cool to do something like that.
Well, it's definitely not a paycheck kind of expensive. It's more of a lifetime expensive.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be a lot. I don't know, self-moving, walls. He read it. He's on his way. I hope. But just oh my goodness, dude. I don't know, just in general to have something.
I still thought the coolest one yet that would be doable and is to have, when we're at Right Pat, to have one of those just air hangers, just one of those.
And just have multiple stories.
And well, fuck all that. Just ground level enough. You could still put those things are
Yeah, but
huge. You could have multiple shit.
Yeah, but you can have multiple shit if you build stories.
You start building stories, dude. Then you're starting to get into OSHA shit.
Worth it.
And I don't need all their inspections.
And
then the fire suppression systems you have to build.
Oh, dude, I'm down. I'll build like a 16-story haunt.
I just need just one of those buildings, and I can build just one.
I need a hollow skyscraper
because all your fire lines
just look over.
can still run up the top, and it can just rain down. So you wouldn't even have to change nothing. I don't need to build all this story shit though.
Yeah, dude. I gotta email him the link real quick. Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm just in general.
Link.
Dude. Just imagine a million square foot indoor haunt, looking above your haunt, like in the hangar, and just like have an office, and then like you see like the podcast, like hey guys, how are you?
Wave to people.
Dude, that'd be fucking crazy.
I'd be up there like I'd put a little balcony out there.
Could you imagine
where I could go out there and squirt people?
Could you imagine? Oh, dude, I wouldn't even squirt. I'd shoot like. I don't even know. I mean, Blood Prison itself with their 6-story cell blocks, dude, like that, like even at the when it's dark and you look up, it looks infinite. Brains are thinking, fellers. I'm about to spend some money. No, I'm just kidding. That's a lot of money.
Gotta spend money, make money,
dude. Oh my god, dude. Just imagine.
I know.
Oh my god. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode. It was.
I hope you guys are just enjoying the episodes.
The episodes itself, and we love to hear what you guys think about like ideas and stuff, and always improving and always trying to figure out different ways to do our show. You know, I talked to a person yesterday. I forget her name. She's on Instagram, but she said she loves our show and loves how the fact that we put people on the back of our, screens and stuff. So I think that's more of like a us thing. It's something that we do, and I think it's something that we can continue to do for the most part. But I know, like here in the next couple months, eventually that this whole setup may be totally different. So you never know what's gonna happen.
We'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah,
and I'm really excited for all the guests that we're gonna be having and how different stories. I mean, and I can't wait for the end of the year where we do recaps and where we go over the year itself. And I mean, fuck, dude, we haven't had you and I episode, and
well, we just been booked.
Fuck, dude, we've been busy, dude. I think we've only done,
but again,
3
after Haunt, it how it kind of just slows down. But right now, I mean, as it looks, I
don't think it's gonna slow down.
Well, again, we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, but yeah, I mean, we got people that's been on the show that would love to come back and do a recap of their season. So I mean, we got all different
Christmas
stuff.
Haunt season's coming up, so it's like, oh no!
Again,
what is
you
going
never know where it's
on?
going to take us, folks.
What's going on, brother?
So
I don't know.
But sometimes it's good to take a break.
And here he is, man. Hello.
Hello.
Greetings. Thank you so much for coming in. Sorry about the inconvenience, man.
No, that's all right. I'm going to try my earbuds for sound. Tell me if you still got me with the earbuds.
Yep, still got you.
Heck yeah.
Fantastic.
Sweet. Well, dude, thank you so much for joining us on the Dark Carousel Podcast. My name is Arthur. You've been talking to me. You're the one that's been messaging me and stuff. And then next to me is the other owner, which is Steve. And just tell a little bit about ourselves. We contact anybody and everybody that is in the haunt industry and spotlight them, talk about their journey in the haunt world and what it really means to them, and to hear their story and to let people know that we're not all just monsters. And we've learned so much. We've talked to so many people. We talked to a few people from your haunt, including Slider Jesus, and just in general, like, we just love the journey of the haunt world, and we love to hear everybody's story on where it all started. And it's really important to us because this is my 20th season, and I love my story, and why not hear anybody else's story, and just to get it out there as much as possible.
Right on, man. Right on.
But I really
Well,
do.
first, thank you both for having me. Appreciate it, Steve. Appreciate it, Art. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and I appreciate you. We've been wanting this for quite some time now, and this is probably one of those, like, I'm like geeking out a little bit, so I'm trying to hold and keep my composure as much as
Well, it's
possible.
like I was telling him, every time we're in Chicago, we always, like, something always happens, and we miss out. We ain't able to make it, and we can't go.
Man.
Especially, like, when we're at MHC. I know you usually do a special night just for MHC. And it's like every time it's like something happens and we miss out. It's like, dude, we got to get up here and check this out.
We've heard the stories.
Yeah, come see it. Where are you guys out of? Where are you out of?
We're out of Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, dude, it's right there, and it's like, okay, fuck, I can't get it. But we'll start this show rolling. Got
Sure.
a bunch of questions for you. Can't wait. But we'll start off with people that don't know who you are. Introduce yourself and what got you started into this lovely little haunt world.
Oh, sure. Big question. God, long story. I'll start with hi. My name is John LaFlamboy. I am the owner-operator of Zombie Army Productions, and I'm also the owner-operator of HellsGate Haunted House. How did I get into this? God, I'm so old now. So long ago. I've always, I mean, I'll start by saying, and I'm guessing this is a common answer for a lot of people on this show. I've always been a fan of haunted houses.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I loved haunted houses. I can remember the first ones I went into when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old. Like, each one of those had an impact on me as a kid. You know, but I grew up a theater kid, you know, doing theater in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
And I remember when we were short on funds, I had an idea for my high school theater company here in Lockport, Illinois, because I graduated Lockport, to do a fundraiser for the theater company to do a haunted house. And I explained it like we'd get this barn, and then all of the theater kids would go in there, we'd make something cool, and people would give us money for it. And yay, raising money. To which they said no. You know, and in retrospect, it was probably the wise thing to not give me a barn with me and my high school friends at the time.
So you went to a mall.
So what I did is I went to college. I basically went to the next school and I proposed the exact same thing. To which they said yes.
That's right.
You know, they for some reason thought I was more mature than the high school superiors thought, which, you know, maybe barely by a year or two.
Yeah.
But no, that is where it started. Honestly, you know, no jokes aside, I really did believe that, you know, we're talking in the 90s here, that theater people should create their own marketplace, right?
Hands
you
down.
know, and they should be taking lead on producing, making these haunted houses. And back in the 90s, it's not like they were everywhere. You know, it's not like there were tons of haunted houses out there. But I truly believe that it was a place for theater companies to be able to hone their craft and to earn a living. And so I came up with this idea to do it in theater school. I pitched it. And in 2 weeks, in a little abandoned shoe store in the mall, I think we had like 4 rooms total. We turned $900 of investment into $6,000.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and I'm a poor kid from the south side of Chicago. Like, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I remember, like, it was all under my mattress.
Holy
I didn't even know
crap.
what to do with it. But what we did do with it, because I did know what to do with it, it was a fundraiser. And what we did is we took 26 of us to the Southeast Theater Conference, and you know, for the non-theater people out there, this is like a big audition that happens once a year. And this is how you get your summer jobs and then your professional jobs as a theater student coming out. And the school would pay for 0 of it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't send us, they wouldn't fund us. You know, the football teams had no problem getting all the games, but of course, you know, the art student kids get nothing. And we took that, you know, personally, and I decided to take it into our own hands. And so 26 of us used that haunted house money to go to Miami to the conference. And out of the 26 of us, 23 of us got professional jobs.
That's amazing.
And, you know, as a poor theater student, that was my aha moment, that not only was this fun, not only did I already love haunted houses, but what a great thing for us, for me and my friends at the time, to be able to have the idea of this business, to be able to create this business that would not only let us experiment artistically and create awesome things, like who's going to tell us what the right way to do a blood room is. You know, not only do we have that artistic freedom, but we also were creating our own money, you know, instead of doing what all the theater kids were doing, getting a job at a restaurant, busting tables or waiting tables, or going to die slowly in a cubicle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted nothing to do with those two things. So, you know, I had a very supportive theater teacher, a very supportive chair of the department, and they both let me take the next semester to write my ideas down. And I wrote my, you know, we called it my thesis. You know, it was not a required thesis. It was more like a senior paper, but it was my paper as to why theater companies should create a haunted house business.
Oh, absolutely.
To, you know, stay out of waiting tables or work in a cubicle. So
and
that's how it all started.
That's amazing. That is so amazing because like we've talked to so many people throughout the years, and you know, I've loved the fact of like all these actors and actresses coming out and just expressing how they feel, especially the fact that they're theater kids, because it is hard to get into the film industry. It is hard to create something that's yours, but when you get into the haunt world, your mind is infinite. You can do whatever you want in this haunt world. You can be scary, funny, nasty, gross. You can do whatever. It's the most exciting thing. But to open up a haunted house, oh my God, that's like making a Marvel movie. I mean, you can just do whatever you want.
Infinite dimensions.
It is so much. You don't know what's going to happen, how you're going to do it.
God,
So like when you really started diving deep into creating this haunt, not even just HellsGate itself, but creating your first haunt, what was your first initial step of like, this is it? Are you creating a theme in your brain, or are you just like, all right, I'm going to start with one room and see where it goes?
Sure. I mean, so out of college, my first show was was very fortunate. You know, I was swinging a hammer on a construction site, just trying to keep my head above water, you know, as I was working out all my ideas. And I got lucky. I got introduced to a farmer who already had a hayride and kind of like a black maze kind of walkthrough. You know, it was very small, Jason masks on the wall, kind of things like that. And he had just had, you know, it started this process like a year previously, and then he had a massive heart attack. And so he brought me in, you know, right out of college, you know, and I got no money. I just got a bunch of ideas, right? And so I shared my ideas with this farmer who is Paul Siegel. And that was it. You know, it was back then it was the Siegel Brothers Haunted Hayride, Statesville Haunted Barn. You know, and that had been going on for about a year.
Yeah.
And I had come in and I pitched my idea. And my idea was, no, I did not want to do a collage haunted house. I did not want to do just throw cool stuff out there. I wanted to do what I was trained to do in theater, you know, and that's create worlds.
Yes.
That's storytelling. And, you know, so we came into this process where, you know, I let him know I was going to tear everything down, and we were going to start anew, and we were going to be a story driven, haunted house that was actor based. And our goals were to kick down all the divider walls, you know, because back in the 90s, everything was on the other side of a half wall. And you'd walk through these big black hallways and you'd look into the scary space.
Right.
But you're always removed by this half wall. And that was my first instinct, was to tear all the walls down and build these worlds that I wanted my audience members to find their way through.
Yeah.
To come face to face with actors, like within inches, instead of on the other side of walls looking at scenes. So it was this very interactive, immersive, theatrical, story-based show. I wanted a lot, considering my total budget was $7,000.
Yeah.
I wanted a lot. So it took a while to get there for sure.
And that's so crazy because it's like it's like playing D&D in real life. You know, you create these worlds, and how are you going to create these worlds? How are you going to go on these adventures? All right, well, I need a dungeon master. You're the dungeon master. You're over here. It's like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start creating this story. And to really bring it to life, what was your like first instinct on like just bringing these stories to life? Like your ideas are wild, and you're really putting it in perspective with me right now, because it's one of those things where you kind of take a step back and you just let the ball roll. Or are you one of those people that you write down the ideas, you get down and dirty with the details, and then you plan it out, and then everything just falls into place? It's kind of like engineering in a way.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's more like farming or gardening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's of course, I have the idea of what I want to create. Yeah. I have the idea of how I want that to grow. And I have, my tools, my equipment, my time, my year schedule, all of that. But a lot of it is about seeing what happens after you start.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about nurturing. A lot of it is about, where are you giving your attention? Where are you giving your budget? Choosing what area is going to grow this year, and what area that you got to realize you don't have enough money, you don't have enough water to spread that around.
Exactly.
So a lot of what I'm doing is planting seeds, right? And then kind of giving that the energy, the budget, the talent, and especially when it comes to the talent, because I am not doing this alone by no means, right? Like I am doing this with an amazing group of talented people that are walking with me and following me into this wild darkness, right? Like that's that's the greatest honor of all of this is not what you accomplish, but the amount of people that will follow you into the dark.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they trust that you got a plan. So for me, and it's a lot with the talent the same way, right? Like every year you're trying to nurture, to grow, to advance. And it's about making sure you're always moving those resources around, not ignoring anything for too long. I mean, trust me, my sound guy, he lets me hear it every year, right? Like every sound guy in haunted houses.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're always the budget that gets cut. They get the smallest window because they're always last.
Yeah.
And it's about spreading those things out, nurturing it, growing, and having long-term vision, right? Not having just this year's vision, but what do you want to be in 3 years? What do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to be in 10 years? There's great advice I got early in my career from Sydney Neal from Rocky Point,
right,
in Salt Lake City. I mean, if you don't know her, kids, look her up. When I talk about those who came before us, it's people like Sydney Neal I'm talking about. And she gave me great advice, when I was looking at how I wanted to develop HellsGate, back when it was still an idea, not yet a building, a location or anything like that. She had said, John, don't sell on the property right away. Look for the property for the haunted house you want to be in 10 years, not what you want to be today, not what you want to be tomorrow, but what do you want to be in 10 years?
Yeah.
Because in 10 years, you're going to have to deal with those choices.
Oh yeah.
And that hit me hard. And it got me thinking about how I make decisions for the entire company, whether that's talent or schedule or how we go about our culture. I think the culture of a company is the absolute most important part of the entire company.
Absolutely.
But it gave me that it was nice to get those words from her, when I was a little bit younger, a little bit crazier and more impulsive, to take that step back and try to have that long vision. And I think that's a lot of what a lot of what farmers do, right? A lot of what gardeners do.
They just
they got to rotate their crops. They got to decide where to put their investment. They got to decide when to. One of my favorite terms is cut bait and run.
Yeah.
Sometimes things don't work out. You just accept it and you move on. Your resources go somewhere else. And just because our show is in October, just like farmers harvest in fall, that doesn't mean we're only working in fall.
Well, it's like the
It takes-
definition of
takes all year to do this, to get this bounty.
well, it's like the definition of like insanity. You know, you don't want to live in an insane world because you got to think if you could repeat the process over and over and over and get the same results, you're not going to get anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
you got to do something.
Yeah.
You got to change it up a little bit. But what really drove you to say, you know what, fuck it. You know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to blow people's minds. I'm going to change something. I got this huge idea. But when that idea finally sparked and ignited, how did that even happen? Like, it was just like, all right, I found the location. I know exactly where I need to go. But what was so different about this location than others?
We're talking Hell's Gate now,
Yes.
specifically. Yeah. I mean, oh boy. I mean, Hell's Gate was a burning passion inside of me for years before I was lucky enough to get to do it. And it came from, of course, I absolutely loved my time at Statesville, but I had a business partner there, so it's not like I could just run with my ideas. It all had to fit within the confines of that family farm, and not all of my ideas fit inside of that box. And so like, it was years of this kind of always wanting to do more, always wanted to kind of reach further, always wanted to push that line further, always wanted to see how far we could go with not just the show, but creating an entire night out, right? There's just that desire, that burning desire to advance where we were.
Yeah.
It's a motto we have here at Zombie Army and at Hell's Gate. We don't look at other haunted houses like competition. We don't. We lovely people doing the same thing we're doing. The only competition we acknowledge is ourselves.
Yeah.
And the motto is be better today than we were yesterday. And that's an artist too, right? Like no artist is happy doing the same product over and over again. So like that burning need to create, to tell new stories, to build new worlds, that's just always been in me. It's why I do theater. It's why I do film. It's why I chose a bunch of fields that don't make any money, because those things make me happy. And at the end of the day, I've always told youngins, because I remember when I was growing up, everyone's like, you don't need an education. You just need to get a job that's got a pension and then work all your life. And one day you'll get to retire. And I was like, bleh.
No, thank you. No
Good
more.
job. That sounded like a soft prison sentence to me. And I've always looked at it this way, like, how do I feel when I'm going to sleep at night? Am I excited about what I get to do tomorrow? Then keep doing it.
Yeah.
I can figure out the money. I can figure out my means. I could eat more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
But they are the best sandwiches. But what you can't do is fix that when you're laying in bed at night and you hate what you have to do with your life the next day. Like that's something that's really hard to fix.
Wow.
So I always just aim for this goal of like, I want to be happy when I wake up in the morning with what I get to do. I mean, and I spent many years being happy and poor, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't have a lot of money, but I got to go to work with my friends. I got to go to work with my family, my girlfriend. We got to build cool things, and we got to perform and keep creating. And now we're getting on the other side of that, where all of that investment, 20 plus years of investment, that adds up eventually, and now we're getting to this point where our show is successful, and now we're happy, and we eat more than peanut butter and jelly. So,
that I think that's so motivational because it's like, it is the truth because, I have a day-to-day job. I mean, our show is not, our normal jobs. Do we wish we can? Oh, absolutely. But that's what drives me to push farther and farther and farther because I know it can be. I know it can be one of those days where I can wake up and be like, you know what? This is it. This is my opportunity, and I'm going to take it. And it's been such a beautiful journey. And when I say journey, it's all about the adventure. And I love the adventure. This is my 20th season haunting, and when I'm most happy, thank you. And
that's just him.
Yeah, he's going on 34 now.
I'm at 34.
Yeah.
Right
and
on. Congratulations.
It's when I'm most happy. So why not be happy like you just said all the time? 365 days. Why do I have to be a normal person after October? Nah, I ain't doing it. Nah, I'm just going to continue this lifestyle, but why not build something with it? Well, why not create these memories with other people like yourself and all the other people we've talked to and bond with these people and talk to them? And it's like, oh man, you put a big smile on my face because that's just like, you're a proven point. It's like, man, just be happy and be excited about what you're doing. Fuck, dude. Now you got me thinking about it.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, kids. We're all going to be dead way too soon.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if that's tomorrow or when you're 80. Every one of us is going to want another day.
Yeah.
So live them now, man. Live them now. Ain't guaranteed.
So tell us about Zombie Productions. Like, what was your mission when you first started it?
You know, when we first started Zombie Army Productions, you know, like I said, we were doing Statesville Haunted Prison, you know, and I had a business partner there. You know, and we didn't just do Statesville. You know, we were doing other shows around the city. We did Zombie Containment, Container 9, The Fear at the Pier, The Dragon's Dome, Haunted Spaceship, you know, Zombie Prom Chicago, and a bunch of movies, you know, the Mole Man of Belmont Avenue, The Art of Pain, Squeal. We were doing a lot of things, but we were like kind of pigeonholed into, oh, those are the guys that work at Statesville. And I just figured that was just such a kind of a weak way to describe the group of talented creators that were producing Statesville Haunted Prison, you know, a top show in Chicagoland for all those years, and also movies and live events and all that. And so what I really, you know, sought to do was create, you know, I started this company. I started it as the Foundation Theater Group. You know, and I thought I was clever, right? I'm creating a foundation with haunted houses for all these wonderful artists to build on and jump off and do amazing things with their lives.
Right.
It is clever. It's fun. You know, there may be something poetic about it, but you know what it ain't? It ain't cool. You know, and when it came to like telling people who we were, we had evolved out of being the theater group that did a whole lot of live theater in Chicago to now it was really just a horror-based production company. So Zombie Army Productions was born, and it came out of a nickname because we had done all these other jobs for all these other companies, and we had a reputation of working longer and harder than most, to the point where me and my crew were known. We could do, you know, that 16-hour day. We don't slow down. We just keep going. It doesn't matter if we're tired, if we're hungry, we just keep working. And I saw on a job, someone had said, Jesus, John, you and your crew, you're just like a giant zombie army. Like you look like you died years ago and you just keep working. And I liked that, you know, the zombie army. Like, and it was true. Like we just kept working, you know, no matter what the odds were, no matter what the challenges were, we had a reputation to keep pushing through them. And I think it's part of that kind of theater background of problem solving and pushing ahead and being resourceful. And so, yes, I took that, what was like this little jab, and took it with pride, you know, and I turned that into our name, you know, Zombie Army Productions.
Wow. And how did it evolve into one of the most respected names in the haunt industry? Like
I have no idea, man. You'd have to have someone else that.
I'm just saying, because it's one of those things, like you hear zombie army and you're like, oh, fuck, dude. All right, what am I supposed to? All right, okay.
Well, I remember even when we go to the conventions, we always see the bus.
The bus.
Yeah. But you know, here's the thing with Zombie Army, and I kind of led this with the beginning. When I came into this business, it was not nice. My market was mean, for lack of a better word, man. I mean, they trashed other people's shows. They would come to your show and sabotage you. They would make up lies about you. And I remember like coming into this business going, what is wrong with these people? Like, I just didn't get it. You know, like in theater, you supported everyone's shows. Like it didn't matter if they were at a different stage, in a different theater, you're still doing the same thing. Everyone supported everyone. Like the Goodman was not at war with Steppenwolf. But when I first got in this business, man, it was kind of brutal. And it was ugly. And it turned me away from it, and for the beginning, I remember saying, I'm not a haunted house person. I'm a theater person that does haunted houses. Because it just was a weird culture here in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it was meeting Chad Savage of Sinister Visions that kind of changed all of that for me. I had hired him for a job that was the Dragon's Dome, I believe, in 2005. And went out, we had some drinks, talk about the business. We closed 3 bars that night. We had a lot of talk. We did a lot of talking, guys, but a lot of business.
Mm-hmm.
But what I learned that night is, my small window into the haunt world was tainted by some of the haunt owners in my market.
Right.
And Chad had convinced me that I needed to give the greater haunt world a chance.
Yeah.
And he told me the way to do that was to go to HauntCon and meet some people. And I had already been doing Statesville for like 7 years. I have not been going to haunt shows. I had not been doing trade shows. I'd pop in, I'd pop out, but it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And so I went to my first one in Michigan, and I met the Bad Boy Scenic Design, Beaker and Tattoo and Cult and all those guys. And I met all these just wonderful people. Ed Terivas, bless his soul. We lost him this year. He passed this year. Ed was an absolute, big moment for me in this industry, because I went and saw his show.
Right.
And he invited me up on the roof. And I remember going, oh, no way. And I'm like, what are we doing here? He's like, I'm having a party on the roof of my haunted house. I'm like, oh, that's like the coolest sentence ever said. So I went up there, and Ed gave me a beer and a hot dog and was just so hospitable, so kind. And I spent the night talking to him. He was showing me around the haunted house. He brought me downstairs to show me Buried Alive, how the gag worked. And he was showing me behind the scenes. He just showed such generosity, such kindness. And I was used to that in the theater world.
Yes.
I just hadn't seen it yet in the haunt world. And it was Ed and the Bad Boys group and Chad Savage that showed me that this did in fact exist. I just got tainted by a couple owners in my market.
Right.
And I remember from that moment, you don't have to be a dick. Excuse my language.
No,
a lot of dicks in this business, man.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be. You don't have to be. And it reminded me of like why I got into this, the theater background. And so when I started Zombie Army, I made it real clear to everybody: hospitality, hospitality, hospitality. If we're on our bus and someone wants to come on the bus and see it, we don't just invite them in. We invite them in. We offer them a drink. We give them a conversation.
Right.
When someone wants to come see our show in the off season, because they're a smaller haunted house and they want to know how we do things, we open the goddamn doors.
Wow.
And we bring them in and we share. And that goes for our shows in October. It goes for how we treat people at the conventions, because I do truly believe that this industry is full of loving, caring, generous people that sometimes gets ruined by some real asshole owners.
Absolutely.
Not all of them. I'm an owner, and I know some great owners too.
Mm-hmm.
But that was something I didn't want to be. I saw how easy it was to taint me and my group.
Right.
I wanted to make sure that we went the other way with it. And I always tell my crew, lead with kindness. As long as we're leading with kindness, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
As long as we lead with kindness, it's going to work out in the end. Whether it's that kid that stops you because he saw you on Days of the Living Dead at a trade show, and yes, you got a million things to do, but this kid, it's just a big deal for this kid. So you lead with kindness. You stop. You have that conversation. And ask that kid his name.
And that really makes an impact on an individual, because it's like one of those things when you look up to people your whole entire life, or you watch people either like your haunt, and for instance, like watching them on YouTube, I never would have thought I'd be speaking to you right now. But it's just one of those things. It's like you look up to people and just see their journey, and it's not the question you ask yourself, man, Well, it's not even a question. It's more of just like, I want to be just like him. No, I mean, it's the journey that I see. It's the passion that I see. And the actual, like, adventure is shown in every aspect of your journey and your haunted self. And I can tell that you love your passion. And you are right. When I first started this industry, I've learned that there are big assholes that judge every moment of you.
Yeah.
But I've also learned that I am able to be myself. I am able to not be judged, and I am able not to give a flying shit about what you think. But I've also loved the fact of when people really put their heart into something and they're not doing it for attention, they're doing it because they love it. That's when I get my attention, and that's when I have a conversation, because it's one of those things where I know I'm passionate about this. This is one thing that I've always loved my whole entire life. And to talk to an individual or somebody that has the same passion as I do, it really opens up more adventures, more memories to create, more years to come. And it gives me motivation to really push myself to be a better person every single day. And one thing that I've always loved about the haunt industry is that I'm me, and I can accept the fact that I'm enough for myself because I love the fact of what I do.
I can relate to what he's saying, though. He was saying, how you have your assholes, and you also have, there is good people as well. Just doing this show alone, we've ran into a lot of assholes, a lot. That
I'm sorry.
that wouldn't give us the time of day. When we first started doing this, we were reaching out to all these different people and different owners, different actors. And it's not just owners. It's other haunt actors out there that we've ran into at conventions that have it out for other actors. It's like, this is their show. You're getting in their way. Dude, it's haunt. We're all here for the same thing.
Yeah.
But same way with other owners. We've ran into big, like, no little house owners. I'm talking about big, like, top 5 in the country type houses that were assholes to us, and just like, oh, yeah, we'll do this. And then the next thing you know, when it comes up, they got excuses, and then they just blow you off like you never existed.
And it's like they don't see the passion, or like sometimes they see it's like, well, you just don't know what you're doing. It's like, okay, well, all right. Thank you. Have a good day. But I always learned, like, just working like restaurants and stuff, kill them with kindness. Thank you. You have a great day. I appreciate that.
And I'll tell you another thing I learned I learned this in the film world. Very valuable too. Today's PA is tomorrow's producer.
Yeah.
Be careful who you give shade to.
Yes.
There's a lot of people walking around thinking like today is forever. It's not, man. And also, like, you don't know that act of kindness you give someone today. Yeah, true. Maybe it took something from you, time, maybe it took a little energy. Sure. But man, that person's going out in the world because you just gave them some kindness. There's some energy there, and you have no idea how that could end up coming back to affect you later too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I can't tell you, the amount of people that I did not know that I affected because I stopped and gave someone my time, right? And then 5 years later, that's the same person that's like helping our entire company get something, a permit or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's the same for us.
It's wild. It's like the world is so interconnected. Like, why be a dick at all? Yeah. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You get nothing out of it. You get no benefit.
Just the little bit we've done. I mean, just the people we've talked to, and next thing you know, as soon as the show's over, they're texting us, and next thing you know, friendships develop. And next thing you know, here it is. We got so much coming up this coming Trans World in 26. We got all these people that we got to get with when we're up there now. And it's like we actually have to leave a day earlier now because all these people want to meet up and do this and that.
It's kind of overwhelming, and it's kind of stressful in a good way because, like, the publicity of the aspect of everything we're doing is one of those things where we never even thought this would happen.
Yeah,
we never even thought people would respond back. We were just 2 guys with a microphone and a shitty MacBook. And it came and evolved into something. I just, because some people say it's like one of those things. It's like they're really proud of. There's a show out there that gives respect to these people that don't have the names, and it's not about the names. It's about the passion. It's about you. It's about you guys. It's about it's not about us. We have a story, but right now we're in the middle of creating our story. But we want you to be involved in that. And when it comes to like creating and stuff, like what was one of the most challenging parts producing your own haunt at your skill?
Oh man, it's the hardest part is seeing it all in your head and not being able to do anything about it.
Oh God.
God, that's frustrating. And I say that people laugh at me all the time at Hell's Gate because we're at our 9th year, right? And I've told people next year, the 10th year of Hell's Gate will be the completion of my first draft, and I mean that sincerely. I mean, I had Hell's Gate living in my head for 12 years before I had a location. For 12 years, I went out with real estate agents and looked at property to see if I could find the right property for this thing I wanted to do. Because it was so specific that an industrial park wouldn't do, a strip mall wouldn't do, a farm wouldn't do. It needed to be in the woods. And then when I finally got here and I finally had the opportunity to do it, it's all that 12 years of designs rolling around in my head. You can't build all that in 1 year. It's not possible. No one is going to, loan me the money to do such a foolish thing.
Right.
And so the hardest thing I would say is that curating, of what idea, which one of your ideas, which one of your stories do you get to tell this year? And which one do you got to hold back? Which room design that is going to kill, but you can't do it because you got to spread out the money across
Absolutely.
the entire property,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so for the first 10 years of Hell's Gate, I very much look at this as the building years, the expansion years, right? Like we're growing and we're finishing these stories 1 year at a time. Next year is, it's a very important build year for me because it's the last one of that first draft of that 10-year plan. And that is the hardest part, man. I mean, I'm a crazy person in this place. Like I walk around here at night, I sleep here sometimes a lot. And it's like talking to the walls, the things that I want to build, but I know I can't.
Right.
Because time and money, they're both real, as much as I would hope they weren't. And it really is about trying to prioritize, what you can get done for the show this year, and don't get lost, in all these wishes and wants, but try to, prioritize what you can get done with the time, with the talent, and with the money, and know that there's next year to keep expanding.
Man.
And I design in 3-year chunks. When I go to trade shows, I'm buying in 3-year chunks now.
Wow.
Not just buying props for this season, I'm buying props. Well, I already know what my design is in 26. I know what it is in 27. I know what it is in 28. So I buy that way now too. Because at least I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm not, somewhere else with a partner anymore. I'm not, doing a haunted house for the city of Chicago anymore. I know that I can plot my own course now. And yes, it's really hard to wait for those rooms, the mausoleum that I opened this year, I literally built the building for it 3 years ago. So that's the hardest part is when you got an idea and you want to get it done and it's so desperately, but you got to practice some kind of, restraint.
Right.
Because it's about, I always say, when I make decisions with Hell's Gate, it's about the 500, not the one. Because at the end of the day, over 500 people work here in fall. And so my decisions need to be for the 500. What's going to give the 500 the best chance of having a successful season,
Yeah.
or the best chance of having their jobs next year. So I don't have to cut budgets because I chased an idea too far down a rabbit hole. So for me, it's a lot of my decisions are, what do I do to protect the 500 over the one? And sometimes I am the one.
That's all that
I
matters.
need to beat down to protect the 500, actually.
So why the name HellsGate?
Oh, yeah. I wish I could tell you this great intricate story of these meanings and double meanings and all of that. But I can't. It came to me in a flash. That's all I can say is I had this story in my head. I had this idea in my head of this place, you know? So I had already written the story about the captain and the mansion and the cemetery. I didn't know what the place was called. I had a lot of other names that were not good. I remember when I thought I was going to call it the Dark Woods. Ugh. I had these other ideas. And then one day, it was like, it was just a flash, man. It was just a flash. It was Hell's Gate. You know, what's beyond the gate? What is Hell's Gate? And I said Hell's Gate, and immediately I had like 20 questions. And I liked that.
Yeah.
I liked that it provoked questions, even with my own self. And so I kind of, yeah, it fit, you know, and I'm a believer in the power of a name. You know, I'm a believer in making the name a certain amount of syllables. It has to roll off the tongue. Back when I was younger, and you know, and Statesville was my only baby that I was trying to guide into stardom. You know, we were just a cheap haunted house at the time, but I had these dreams, this goal, and my goal was that you wouldn't need to say haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to say Statesville.
Yeah.
And everyone would know what you meant. And that was kind of a marketing / branding goal. And you need a name that could stand alone like that, something strong. And when Hell's Gate came to my head, it was, yeah. People don't say Hell's Gate Haunted House. They just say Hell's Gate.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's that names have power. And I love that. I also love the fact that it's got nothing to do with biblical hell, like nothing at all to do with biblical hell. I'm not playing with the devil or anything like that here. It fits in my storyline, and it works real well for us. But yeah, it was a flash, but I'm sure it was a flash because of all the extensive work I did on Statesville and working on the branding and the power of the name and Statesville, Hell's Gate. You know, it has this kind of power to saying that name.
Yeah.
And, you know, proper amount of syllables.
Yeah. And plus, like, it's like it's not only saying, like, yeah, Statesville is where, you know, it sounds like Statesville is just where your journey just started to take off a little bit, because it was just one of those things where it's not, I wouldn't call it a failure. No one ever fails. You learn from, you're learning. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. And I mean, fuck, to the videos that I seen of Statesville was remarkable. But when it comes to like Hell's Gate, it's a different breed. It's I don't know how to explain Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate's one of those like haunts where you're just like, you're going into your, like you said earlier, it's your brain. We're going into your brain. We're going into a world that should not exist. But you walk in and you're greeted by so much. And then you walk up to the house and it's like, oh, well, what's that? And then you got mother, and then you got the twins, and then you have different doors, you have different rooms. You're bombarded by all these stories, and you're like, I'm trapped. I'm stuck. I gotta keep reading. And you're forced to keep reading because, like, you want to know what happens at the end. And it's like the ending. We don't even have to talk about the ending itself. But do you think in general there will ever be an end? Not to end of like your story, but do you think there's going to be an end where it's going to be, that's it, I finished the book? Do you start a new one or do you continue?
Wow. Great question. I mean, for starters, I agree with you. Statesville is in no way, shape, or form. Do I consider it a failure? I consider it one of our greatest successes.
Right.
Easily. It's where we learned, man. It's where we sharpened our claws, you know, and sharpened our teeth. It's where we learned about our audience. It's where we learned, you know, it's where we learned to fail, you know, and then that's a big thing with Zombie Army is I celebrate failure. I celebrate it.
Yes.
I'm not one of those people that punishes people for failing, as long as you're taking a chance, man. And Statesville is where we did all that, and Statesville carved us into who we are now. Now, I'll say all that, like Statesville was the path to get to Hell's Gate, but it also was the limitations that made us yearn for more. Because, Statesville was, the top show in Chicagoland for a very long time.
Right.
It was financially wildly successful for us. We had respect and all that jazz and awards. It had all that. But it didn't have an opportunity to keep moving forward. Statesville ended for me because it ended. It eventually became, not a pun here, but the prison became a prison cell.
Yeah.
I could not grow. I could not add a building on the property. I could not change how we do the parking lot. I could not do more for my customer experience. And it got to a point where, and that's fine. That's where my partner was. That's where his family was. Nothing negative there. But it was that confinement also that made us yearn more for a place like Hell's Gate, where we didn't have those restrictions. And of course, we have the same restrictions everyone has: time, talent, money.
Yes.
Those are, of course, the restrictions. But we can create and imagine beyond those things. We can plan, we can build, we can learn from our failures. And the Hell's Gate is what let us, reach past being satisfied too. It was real easy. We could have easily been satisfied with Statesville. Absolutely. It was all there. But our creative side, that's the part that we just couldn't. And I couldn't. I need to tell stories, man. That's what I do. And whether it's film, theater, or haunted houses. At the end of the day, I'm a storyteller. That's who I am. With Hell's Gate, I just get to keep telling stories.
Oh, man,
and because of the way that I wrote the original story, the original lore, all of this happened out of love, right? Like the captain was bereft with grief from losing his twin daughters, reached out into the darkness to see if they were happy in their new home. And unfortunately, the darkness reached back. And through that construct, through that love, I have a character that kept reaching until he opened this portal in which now anything can come out of the gates. Anything can come out of this portal. So as a storyteller, those possibilities are just kind of endless, man. Yeah. And also I have so many characters on this property now, because each year we're creating these new characters that now you've got their relationships, and that can create more. And then I've got, the luckiest thing I have is the people.
Yes.
I am incredibly blessed with the talent that I get to play with on a daily basis. I mean, my makeup artists, my costume people, my props, my builders, my build team, my admin team, everybody. It's my cast. I get to create with some of the most gifted artists that I've ever met. And that in itself creates more, like art begets art begets art. It just keeps going.
Oh my
and I feel that we'll keep doing that, and we'll keep creating as long as we keep saying yes to the process, to the artistic process, to the storytelling process. As long as we keep saying yes, we'll keep creating. So I can't imagine in any way this story stopping at Hell's Gate.
Good.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna die. That's gonna happen. But even then, I've built it in that it still goes past me, because this place is so much more than just me.
That's so wonderful.
So yeah, I can't imagine it ending. I don't know why it would.
Good.
There's a whole lot of people that are really happy, and we're all getting to make art. And in this day and age, man, count yourself lucky if you get to be an artist.
Yeah, and it's really hard to put yourself out there, especially if you're starting off, because technology has definitely taken over. Technology's really just everybody wants to be a somebody. And everybody really wants to put themselves out there, you know, since like TikTok's a thing or YouTube's a thing or just something in general. Somebody's always doing something. But the biggest question is how are you different? How are you going to be different than everybody else? How are you going to stand out? Because you're your own billboard. You're your own person. How are you going to get out there to really show yourself who you really are and not be like everybody else? And I think that's what's really unique about you, because a lot of haunted houses in the industry, there are quite a few that have stories, but no one has a story like you, because you bring your stories to life, which is the crazy part, because it's like the stories that you have in your haunted self is so remarkable. It's kind of like an undescribable feeling. In like I can't wait to see it in person, like hands down, because I've heard nothing but just great things about what actually happens. Videos don't do justice. I believe that 100%. It's the atmosphere, it's the smell, it's the environment, it's everything that happens all in one, where you can't just say, well, yeah, that I've seen it on video. It's like, did you? So like, that's like me saying like, I saw, you know, a space shuttle go up in space, so you can tell me how space feels like. No, you can't. So it's just in general, just like the lovely fact of like, your journey is so cool. I don't know how to, like, it's just, and there's probably 1,000 more that's going to be coming your way. How do you really balance the business side of it in the creative passion?
How do I balance? Jeez, if you ask my brother and my admin guy, Chaka, they would say I do a terrible job balancing the business with my creative endeavors, because I am famous for blowing budgets. So yeah, you know, and part of that is because I'm a firm believer that HellsGate has been expanding for its first 10 years. So, you know, we go into the trans world with these high hopes and budgets, and then I see something I'm passionate about.
I'm buying it.
And that budget's gone by lunch on Thursday. So yeah, I mean, it is a balance though. I mean, realistically, right? Like, yes, I wish I could do everything my artistic brain wants, but there has to be a balance. And I try to tell this to a lot of people getting into the business. You know, as much as yes, I will blow my budgets, there is actually a plan to that too. I planned on not making money. That was the plan, because I know that if I put enough investment, thoughtful investment into my business, it'll get to a certain point where that built-in audience is the safe audience. And that's a huge goal for me. I mean, I learned that a long time ago. Is there's a certain number in this business. It's right around 30-something thousand, about 32,000 customers, that can sustain a year-round endeavor of not operating for customers, but your build season, your recruiting season, paying people for their jobs, you know, paying all your actors. There's that floor, you know, I call it 32,000 people. So all of my expansion was about making sure that I could build that floor, you know, before we start pulling back any of that expansion budget.
Right.
And so I've done that for 10 years. So I got a reputation of just being batshit crazy. But there actually is a method to this madness. It was all about expansion. It was all about getting to a certain point to become the haunted house in your market. And we've done that, you know, and I'm very excited about that. And to me, it has to be a balance. And I tell this to the young ones coming up all the time. It's called show business. If you can't do the business, you don't get to do the show.
Right.
You cannot just be 100% show. It's got to be show business, man. You've got to have a business plan. You got to have a budget, even if you're going to blow right through it. It still needs to exist. You know, and at the end of the day, you got to put yourself in a position where you are always paying them before yourself. And that is a hard line rule in this business. If you're the one with the passion and you're the one who's getting up and this is what you want to do with your life, then you make sure that you pay those people you said you were going to pay.
Right.
If you told them you were going to pay them that much, you pay them that much. Doesn't matter if it rains. Doesn't matter if people didn't show up. That's on you to go take care of them. That's the business part, and your word better be your bond.
Yeah.
Because this business depends on a whole lot of people trusting your weird ass ideas. So you better be known as someone who's honest.
Right.
And so, yes, there is that balance of show business. And I try to walk that line constantly. What I won't do is I won't sacrifice show for a little bit more money.
Right.
I won't sacrifice the quality of what we're doing for a few dollars more. Eventually, I think that kind of thinking ruins you. I want my customers to know that they got value out here. I have an expensive ticket, but I got a method to it. My feeling in this business is if you're delivering high quality show, you can charge at least $1 a minute. And that's kind of my minute to dollar ratio. You got to land right in that zone. Because if all of a sudden you're charging $2 a minute, you start closing the gap, your customers feel like they got ripped off.
Yes.
So there is still that pursuit that I still have to honor that contract with my audience, that I'm going to deliver a high quality show for the price that I'm charging you. And I'm not going to go off in any direction where I'm going to money grab or cash grab, but I am going to charge appropriately, for what we're doing out here. So it's always finding that balance. You want to deliver the highest quality show possible for a reasonable cost.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so got to walk that line, baby. They call it show business for a reason.
It's just constantly, oh man, God, dude, I am fucking discombobulated a little bit. That is, but it's the truth. It's like, you want to put on the best show for so many people, but it's like, how are you going to put on the best show? Or how are you going to do this? So you start asking yourself questions like, all right, if this was done to me, how would I feel? How would I feel if I went out there and, I go to a show that is $300 for 2 hours, but if I go to a different show for a little bit cheaper, but that show is, a little bit longer, but it's more of an adventure and journey, and there's a lot more fun people there that really give a shit. It's like, but it doesn't look good, but then it's like, well, maybe it might be good. So you start questioning. It's like, all right. Then you just go to that one, and then you have the best time of your life. I get what you're saying, because there are definitely some people out there that are just like, they are in over their heads a little bit, but you either give them a chance or you just keep walking and try to keep finding that hope a little bit. John, you have a really remarkable way to looking at this, and like, all the haunt owners that we've talked to itself, and you've been a little bit different, because it's like you have more of a passion, not just for the industry itself, but you look at it as like, I have my adventure, I have my journey, and I have a vision, and you have a huge background when it comes to theater, and the passion for it is like, you know what? I know I can do this. I know you can. Everybody can do anything, but you're the vibes that I get from you itself, it's like, you're not an asshole, you're all, you are you. And that's what makes it so much more promising, and hope that, it gives us like more motivation itself, that we can continue to move forward and go through the process and trying to always be ourselves, because you're not afraid to be yourself. And like, that's one thing that like I strive for, and I try my best to be not necessarily a somebody, but I try to be more of myself every single day. Not even in just the haunt industry or the podcast, like towards my kids or towards my job itself. I try to be more of myself, because why would I want to be somebody that I'm not?
Yeah, man, life is too short for that.
Life is too short.
We only get this brief window. Why waste time being somebody else?
Yeah, and you express yourself in such a remarkable way that it's like it exists. You're a person like you exists. Like there's people out here that do exist, that have the passion to build a legacy. There are people out there that love the fact that you're trying to do your best. There are people to tell you every single day, hey, I'm really proud of you, of all the things that you've done. But sometimes you can't find that right away. You just got to keep walking, and eventually you'll start running. And,
yeah. I mean, most of this was suffering. Most of these years was suffering.
Yeah.
But it was suffering doing the thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right. It's a different kind of suffering. You know, that there's suffering spending your life doing something you don't want to do.
Right.
And I don't know the cure for that suffering. I don't. But then there's the suffering of doing what you want to do. And it comes with the pitfalls, man. I've had all of them. You know, I've lost a haunted house to, you know, corrupt politicians. I've lost I had an entire haunted house sink to the bottom of Lake Michigan with my entire life savings, you know, strapped to the deck. I lost everything during the pandemic, man. Like during the shutdown. It's not an easy road, but it's a lot easier when you're doing the thing that you want to do and when you're being honest with yourself. Because you know, there's a lot of suffering out there in life, no matter what you do, no matter what. So you might as well just walk the path that's true to you.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be pain, there's going to be suffering, there's going to be disappointment anyway.
Yeah.
You may as well be surrounded by your friends and your loved ones when the shitstorm comes, and you're doing what you want to do anyway. Because the shitstorms are coming, no matter how safe you try to play it.
Just hold on. Hold on tight. And especially if you really want it, hold on and buckle tight. It's like one of our favorite things we love saying is, you know, our carousel never stops spinning. Never. Even if it's
I'm running out of WD-40. I need some heavy duty grease or something, man.
My knees hurt, but it's just one of those things. It's like, why stop now? There's more stories out there.
No, man, you're lucky enough to feel joy doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
you got it. You figured it out, man.
I've created.
That's the whole trick.
We've created a madness. I've created stress. I've created time and away from my family. But it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I look back and I'm like, how did I get here? What am I doing? And I'm so proud.
You want to get to the point, mister. Now, what is it? What are you trying to tell us?
I'm very proud.
Dude, I got all different buttons on this soundboard for him.
That was a great button.
I got all different ones. I got to constantly keep him in check because he'll just go on talking about random stuff.
I just love
Squirrel.
It. Yeah.
I mean, you got to watch him.
I love life so much because it's a hell of a journey. And it's just one of those things where I'm very proud to continue to walk in my shoes that I have and meet all the amazing people.
You're about to get Samuel L. Jackson.
And it's just one of those things where I love everybody's inspiration. I love the walk. I love the runs. But the biggest one that I love, and I love asking, what does haunting mean to you?
What does haunting mean to me? You know, at the end of the day, I'm very lucky, and I know how lucky I am, that I get to come out to the woods at night and to play make-believe with my friends and my family, to tell stories in the dark that other people want to hear. And I get to have this human connection by doing live theater, because that's what this is. It's live theater. I get to have this human connection on a regular basis with the beautiful artists that work with me and with the beautiful human beings that come to hear our stories. We get to share these moments in life. And in a world where so much has gone digital and people are becoming so isolated and so separated, we're still out here doing things together, creating shared experiences. We're still out here building memories with other people. And in a nutshell, take away the scary stuff and the blood and the zombies and the parties and the trade shows and all that. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's about that need, that human condition. We're all out here still doing things together. And there are people that want to come out and give us money to hear our stories and to see them. And that's what haunting is to me.
Oh man. Holy crap. That made me a little like, it's so true, man, because it's like we asked that question every episode. And
Well, I like it because none of them are the same.
no.
Everybody's
Sure.
got their own opinion, which is awesome about it, and it's something to take. You take a little bit from everybody, and it's like, hell yeah, man, this is why we're in the business.
And it's the truth. It's like it's a heart-filled moment. And I love asking that question, especially to people that are in the haunt industry itself that have the passion like you do. And it's not just like, well, I just like putting on a mask and scaring people. It's like, no, there's a little bit more than that. Like, when does
So much more.
there's
So much more.
more. And it's like, if I could, do this for free, 100%.
Mhm.
If it was taken from me and we weren't allowed doing this no more, I would not know what to do with myself anymore. I would probably I wouldn't know what to do. This is something that has been a part of my life for 20 years, and I give it to my kids. I give it to all my friends. If someone says, hey, man, like, what's haunted houses? Well, let me go show you. Good luck, because once you get that first addiction of I want to do it again, good luck. That's all I have to say, because the addiction of haunting and riding this ride of any roller coaster, it is one of those things where you just buckle up and hold on. And oh man, dude, like you have an amazing imagination. Now, one thing I love saying in reality, and I love just being who I am, we are not born monsters. No, what? Yes, that's our saying. We weren't born monsters. You were made a monster. We are our own monsters. We're all sick in our own little head. And you know what, John? You have a huge vision that is very undescribable in a good way. You have a future of so many nightmares, so many. I don't know. I'm a little discombobulated right now.
You're always making things difficult.
Always. I'm just so proud of like just the fact that there's people like this in this world, and I haven't been speechless before and during the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. But it's just the point. What I'm trying to say is I'm happy that there is a person like you in this world that exists. There's a
thank you.
person that
Thank you.
really tries their best to show their inspirations, shows their work. And you're also a person that just doesn't stop. Zombie.
Yeah, can't.
Why stop now if you've already started? You can't. It's just, and it's very, very motivational. I can't even speak, man. My brain. I'm just really.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Man, you're lucky those pads are in that box, because I'd have done electrocuted your ass already.
Yeah, there's times where
You missed out on that episode. I had some one of those things that they use for therapy, and I hooked it up to his ass, and every time he started rambling,
sure.
I'd crank that thing up and electrocute his ass.
I just have a huge passion for this, and this is like one thing that I've always loved. And to hear somebody that has finally been able to bring their passion into reality, it's one of those things. It's not about asking like, oh, how you did it or anything. I just want to hear the story. I want to hear like the adventure of it, and it makes me just feel, I don't know, warm inside, because it's like, cool, dude.
You're about to feel some numbness here in a second.
I love it so much. I really do. Now, I know one thing that we love doing before the end of the show is we always ask you, do you have any questions for us or anything?
No, man, this has just been a great conversation.
Yeah, and I appreciate your time. Like, I really do. And it means a lot to us because it's a check mark after. Man, I still can't fucking talk.
You ruined him. You broke him, man.
I broke him.
You broke him.
It's just so cool, man, because it's
I
like,
hope
man,
you got a warranty.
Yeah.
I need it.
It's all right. If he falls over dead, I'm just going to stuff him, and I'm going to send him in a box, dude, and you can use him as a prop.
I got use for
There
that.
you go.
I got use for that.
Well, it just gives me hope. That's probably the biggest thing. It gives me hope, and it gives me a reason to continue to go. And I don't see us stopping anytime soon. Why would we stop?
Because your jaws need a break. That's why you're going to stop.
I love it. Now, do you have anything for him, Steve?
Nope.
John, it has been an honor to speak to you, and hopefully one day in our future we can come out there and see your beautiful, lovely creation in person.
Thank you. I'd love to have you guys out here. You just tell me when, and we'll treat you like family, which means you don't pay for the tickets, but then we get to do what we want because you didn't pay for the tickets.
Hey,
so
See, that scares me.
that's the family deal.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I don't know if you guys got a chance to check out our movie that is out now. We got a documentary out right now.
Okay.
We screened it at Transworld, but it is circulating right now across the whole country through film festivals. So check it out, guys. It is The Fright Stuff. You can go to thefrightstuffmovie.com. But The Fright Stuff, the life and times of the haunted attraction industry. It's not just a story about us and HellsGate or Zombie Army. It is a story about the haunted house industry at large. Mike Meyer and Chris Sato of Yokai Films did an amazing job traveling across the country, interviewing people, collecting all the archive footage. And I mean, it's amazing some of the black and white footage that they got to respectfully and with honor tell the story of our industry, which has never been told. There is not a documentary about the haunted house world out there. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And so we're taking an effort, man. We're trying. It took 10 years to make this movie,
Man.
and it is now finally out there. It's finally being seen by other people. I've got a film festival this week, another next week that I'm trying to hit while doing the haunted houses. But if you guys love haunted houses, check it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, our web series, Days of the Living Dead, that brings you backstage at Hell's Gate. That premieres on October 8th. Go to dayslivingdead.com or go to our YouTube channel.
Cool.
But there's a whole lot more content out there. There's a whole lot more stories to tell. And if you want more info about Hell's Gate, I made it real easy. I bought that expensive domain name. It's just hellsgate.com.
There you go.
That's it. As earlier mentioned, I have a belief in the power of words.
Yes.
So I made it easy. Hellsgate.com.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
But yeah, we got a lot of stories out there. Please check them out. And thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the time to spotlight what we're all doing out here, because like I said before, this isn't just about me, man.
Yeah.
I'm the crazy weirdo leading the way.
Yeah.
But it's about the 500 people behind me.
Let's go.
It's about the actors, the crew, the makeup artists, and costumers. It's about every one of those people that show up here every day
Absolutely.
and give everything they've got as individuals. It wouldn't be what it is if it was just my ideas. It's about all of us.
Yes. Man, stop doing that to me. It's the truth. It's the truth. Oh, you speak the truth, man. Well, John, thank you so much.
Yep.
And I hope you have a wonderful night tomorrow night with your haunt, and stay spooky and stay classy, my guy.
Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
your show.
See ya.
Thank you.
And that's the show.
Dude, that doesn't fucking give you hope, guys. And I don't know what kind of hope you're looking for, but
Well, I just like the fact that it was just something different. It's like it's a little bit different than some of the other shows that we've done, and he's really, you can tell his enthusiasm really with what he does.
it's just one of those things you can tell that he can talk about this
oh yeah,
forever.
Yeah.
And he loves it.
I don't mind him talking. It was you talking. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
I can't help it.
Because you pause way too much and you cause way too much time flow. And I'm looking at the time like,
Well,
Jesus.
you also have to think that
Jesus.
we had a time frame that was kind of so in reality.
we do have a time frame. Exactly. And this is we just set a new record.
And I'm excited for that.
New record.
The fact that
But you also lose viewership over that, though. Because if our stuff goes too long, we've learned in the past, if it goes too long, people turn it off.
I don't.
Now, don't get me wrong. He was fine.
He was amazing.
And it's awesome to hear what he had to say.
And I think I was fine.
No.
I think just in general.
How many pieces of gum did you have?
3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
It's just one of those things where, dude, it's like, keep telling yourself, don't stop. Don't let anybody tell you any differently.
people have seen the
Listen.
show before.
Yeah.
They've heard our stuff. They know.
And I'm going to continue to fucking say it in every 80 plus episodes we've had.
I'm gonna keep hitting that red button.
And we always keep telling every single body, live your dreams. Don't let anybody change your dreams. And find that hope and run with it.
Oh, my mistake.
Run with everything you got.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody stop you. Simple as that. That is John LaFlamboy from HellsGate.
Yep.
If you guys don't know about HellsGate,
Look it up,
go to YouTube and type in HellsGate.
and you'll find out.
And watch what he has helped create. When I say help, I'm talking about his team.
Eventually,
and everything.
hopefully one day, when our schedule permits, hopefully we can get out there and go check it out.
We should.
Because that'd be awesome. Because especially, I like the behind the scenes stuff. I love watching the scenery, and not feel pressure like you're holding anybody up.
Yeah.
I like to do that. So again,
And
hopefully we'll get out there.
one of these days, brother.
Hopefully.
One of these days.
Hopefully.
But other than that, guys, that was John LaFlamboy from HellsGate up in Lockport, Illinois. Guys, go check them out.
Yep.
HellsGate.com. And
.com.
thank you so much for Frankenfuel.
Yep.
www.frankenfuel.com/DCP to get 15% off your next purchase. My name is Arthur. That is Steve. I am Snags. That is Mr. Sweet. And again, guys, this carousel will never stop spinning.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Good night.
This ride on the Dark Carousel may be over, but the horrors are far from done. The next nightmare is just around the corner. Stay tuned for the next episode.